I have watched entrepreneurs make this mistake and spend months preparing a product that nobody wants to buy. Here's the number one mistake most startups make before they even launch. Hi, my name is Victoria Paramore. I'm a digital business manager. I like to think of myself as somebody that organizes entrepreneurial chaos. Today we're talking about the problem first method. So normally entrepreneurs get really excited about an idea because it's something that they themselves would want. The problem with that though is just because you like it or just because your friends and family like it does not mean that it's going to make a profitable business. So today we're talking about the problem first mentality and how to make sure you're developing a product that your clients actually want and can use. Let's dive in. It's really normal for an entrepreneur to start with the product rather than the problem when they are first developing their business. Today, what we're going to talk about starting with the problem first. What does that look like? What you have to do is instead of coming up with a product, you have to find the pain point or the problem first. I was just talking to a woman on a school community that I'm a part of where she said, I would like to see your take on this for a jewelry company. So let's use that as an example. I know for myself, I buy like cheap little earrings at Target or Walmart or something like that because I usually don't see the point in spending a lot of money on jewelry. I have a few pieces that I really love that I've spent some money on or that my husband spent some money on for me. But as a whole, I don't spend a lot of money on jewelry. But one problem that I have as a result of that is that I can't wear this jewelry long. My ears will become itchy. That is the problem. So being able to take a problem like that and transfer it into a product is where you should start. So in the case of jewelry, if cheap earrings make your ears itchy and therefore you don't want to wear them, maybe I should find a product or develop a product that is safer for skin, that maybe is made out of rare, more unique materials. You know, that would be the type of problem that I would start with. Step number 2 is all about developing the who. So who would actually want this problem solved? And if we're gonna keep with our jewelry example, who's most likely to wear jewelry? It's probably going to be women. It's probably going to be young adult to like middle age or older women, and specifically like their styles might differ. So depending on your jewelry like product, you might be catering it more specifically to a certain age group. So how do you identify the who? Let's figure out what gender they typically are. Let's figure out their age. Let's figure out ideally where they live. Let's figure out like what other places they like or what other products they typically like. Step number 3 is to validate that this would actually be a problem worth paying for. Sometimes you can discover the problem and you can discover the who, but if the problem is not big enough to pay money for, then it's not going to be a functional business. If you have an idea for a product, you know the problem that you're going to tackle, you know the who of what you want to tackle, and you can kind of guess the price, like it doesn't have to be exact. Now it's time to take it and validate your idea. And the way that we validate is you really just try to find a sample of people to test out your product. Preferably not even like close family and friends, maybe like acquaintances or, maybe friends you just haven't seen or talked to in a while, because you really want unbiased and honest opinions. Have people test out your product for free and then ask for feedback. That is how you validate it. And part of your feedback should include the question, how much would you pay for this? And you can even give them a couple options, maybe depending on what you already know about the product. Hey, are you willing to pay $5 to $10 for this? Are you willing to pay $20 to $50? Whatever it might be. Step 4 is to create your solution. You now have discovered the pain point or the problem. You have discovered the who has this problem? What do they want? How would they want it solved? Number 3, you've validated the product or the service. So if you've actually gone out and tested with 10 people, you've received feedback from them and you're going, okay, great, this is what people are saying about it. Now you've validated your product and you know that there is or is not a market for it. If you went to validate and people were like, it's okay, you know that there's not really a market for that specific product. If you went to 10 people and they said, hey, this is really great, and you have validated the market and you've proven that there might be some money to be made in this area. Number 4 is to actually create the solution for the product or the service. So now we're actually developing the product or service. Now you're creating the solution to the problem, and that's how you're going to market your brand new business as well, is that it's like, hey, I discovered this problem. I worked through these steps to figure out how to solve it, and now I'm presenting it to you for this value. All right, here's some action steps to get started. Here's 3 questions to ask yourself, okay? Number 1, what problem keeps my ideal client up at night? What problem are they thinking about at night? If they are staying up thinking about it, I guarantee you that it's a super valuable problem to create a solution for and therefore get paid a high ticket item for. Question number 2, who specifically struggles with this problem? That's going to help you develop your audience or your avatar, your demographic. And number 3, what would they pay to fix the problem? Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to start asking yourself, instead of will people like my product, what problem are you solving today? And I'll catch you in the next one.